Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Your friendly neighborhood Coach Pro here with you once again, one more time with a pre-recorded video for you guys for your upcoming events scheduled for Friday, November the 13th. So I am still not with you guys because I'm still on my trip, and I miss you all terribly. I can already tell that, and I know that's going to be the case. But today is the 13th of November, so it's Friday the 13th. Ooh. But also that means that your task work is due, which for some of you might be incredibly scary. So hopefully you guys did really, really well on your test. You took the test on Wednesday or Thursday. And so now today, even classes are working on this during class time. Odd classes, you guys don't have a class to actually complete this, but this video is for you as well, just to cover what is the task work, what's on the task work, and how we want you to turn the task work in. So what I have pulled up for you guys, and you can see it on my screen, is a copy of the task work sheet. Now remember, this is on your Canvas page in the Unit 2 module. So we're going to be jumping back and forth between this document so that I can show you guys what the assignments are and then pulling them up on Canvas on your Unit number 2 module. So make sure you go to your Canvas page, you scroll down to the second section, you go to the U.S. History modules, click on the Unit 2 box. We've been here for almost 6 weeks now, so you guys should know where this thing is. So the thing that I am currently looking at is the task work sheet. So if you click on that, or you probably have already done it, remember it pulls up a read-only version as well as a downloadable version. I'm going to pull up a Word version of it just so that I can highlight and do all the things. So again, we've got the unit title and number at the top, and we have all of the standards that we had discussed in unit number 2. All right. First thing on the list is your key terms. Now, the very first day of the unit, we told you guys about the key terms. We have given you periodically 10 to 15 minutes at the end of classes at least 6 times to work on key terms, and have specifically said, hey guys, we're going to finish about 10 minutes early today. Make sure you go work on your key terms for a little bit. So remember that for each of these key terms, there are about 28 of them. You must do this box where you identify them in 2 sentences. Remember, we are not looking for you to copy and paste a definition from the internet. We want you to tell us in your own words what these things are. How do you remember what the committees of correspondence were? How do you remember the Battle of Yorktown? So on and so on. So it's 2 sentences, definition. You then also have to choose one of these activities from this box. So for each word, you're going to have 2 things. You're going to have a 2-sentence definition in your own words, and then something from this box. The easiest thing that I can suggest to you guys is to do the clipart/Google image assignment, because all you have to find is some images online. You can copy and paste those into a Word document, into a slideshow, whatever you want to do. And then you can also have your definitions there. Okay, so that's what I would do if it were me. But remember, you must do for each word a 2-sentence definition and then something from this box. Okay, next on the list is your Revolutionary War recruitment poster. This is the assignment here. We worked on this for 2 days during class. You guys were actually already supposed to have submitted it. So if you turned this thing in where you made the poster about trying to get people to join the American Revolutionary War, then you are good. You don't have to resubmit it. You've already turned it in to me. If for some reason you have not yet turned this in, number 1, it's 3 weeks late, which is not good. Number 2, you currently have a 0 for the grade because it is its own independent grade. And number 3, you need to make sure that you put it in with your task work stuff and submit your task work stuff to me. So this should already be taken care of, but if for some reason it's not, make sure that you include it in your task work. Okay? Next on the list is your Colonial Soldier Letter. So this is also on your Canvas page. I know that I've talked about it in some of my other videos. Basically what we're looking for you to do here, guys, is put yourself in a situation where you are a member of the Continental Army. You are a soldier fighting under George Washington, and what we want you to do is tell us what's a day like, or talk about a battle that you just went through. Talk about Valley Forge and how terrible the conditions are. Anything and everything that we have talked about, put yourself in that situation and pretend like you're writing to a person that you care about. Now, again, this is supposed to be kind of like a creative writing assignment. If you click on this link, guys, it takes you in and it looks like it is a discussion post. But I also know that people probably don't want to post their creative writing ideas here. So you can just take the assignment, take these directions, and then just write it on your own piece of paper if you're doing it by hand. Type it as a Word document or a Google Doc. That's absolutely fine. Okay, you don't actually have to post it here. Next thing on the list, several different organizers that we have already done during class. So all of the remaining things should be done because we did them during class. All right, so let me go back to our Canvas page so that I can pull them up and show you. So causes of the American Revolutionary War, we did this one of the very first days of the actual unit. Remember, you took notes on what these events actually were, and then you wrote in your own words, your own ideas, what the colonial response would have been to these actions. We did that the first 2 days of this unit, so that one should already be done. Next on the list is the common sense organizer. Again, we did this during class. You guys were supposed to look at this organizer, and we outlined the ideas of Thomas Paine. We looked at common sense, which was the pamphlet that he wrote, and then you guys were supposed to find these themes and then write your own words, your own ideas. What is Thomas Paine trying to say? What are the points that he is making? What is happening? What is happening in his document where he's talking about these things? Again, we took 2 days of class to do this. We talked about it as a group. Hopefully you've already got this done because you should already have it done. Next on the task worksheet is your organizer on the Declaration of Independence. So yet again, this is something that we did in class. You guys should be done with this. So hopefully you've already done it. Remember, we took notes on the Declaration of Independence together. We talked through and we went over the basics of it. We compared it to a 5-paragraph essay and talked about how there are different sections and the purpose of it and all of this information, right? We did the basics and the main ideas in class together in the form of notes. Then you guys were supposed to go and watch the 9-minute video on the reading of the Declaration of Independence and answer these opinion-based questions on your own. So at a minimum, you should have 2/3 of this assignment done because we did it in class. If for some reason you haven't finished these questions, you need to make sure that you finish them up on your own. But we took a day and a half to do it, so I'm hoping that you're already done. Next thing that's on here is the documents, the discussion post. Now, you guys were supposed to do this in class on Monday. I gave you in the daily intro video on Monday the description of the instructions and what you were supposed to do and how to do it. But just as a reminder, in case you haven't yet, the question we want you to answer is, which document from Unit 2 do you think is the most important or influential and why? You're going to post your own idea. Don't Google it and copy and paste what Google tells you. Give us your opinion. There's no right or wrong answer. As long as you can defend your opinion with facts, then you're good to go. So 5 to 7 sentences. All you have to do is hit reply right here, and you can post your sentences, 5 to 7 sentences on your ideas. You then need to find two other people, and respond to their posts in 3 to 4 sentences. You can agree with them, you can disagree with them. You also need to make sure that you tell us why you agree or disagree with them. You can't just put, yeah, you're right, that sounds good. That doesn't actually answer the question, and it doesn't address the instructions, okay? Next thing on the task worksheet is your Federalists and Anti-Federalists. Guys, all that was the notes that we took on the Federalists and Anti-Federalists. Remember, we pulled up the Unit 2 Part 2 notes. We wrote down, we did like a T-chart or some type of comparison, some type of 2-section organizer that you guys made on your own, where you just took notes about what the Federalists wanted and what the Anti-Federalists wanted. That's it. Next is your Problems with the Articles of Confederation organizer. Again, we did this one during class in the form of notes. When we talked about all the problems and all the issues with the Articles of Confederation, you guys were supposed to write them down. I gave you a bubble sheet, right? It looked like this, and we told you guys that you needed to recreate something that looks like this, or your notes needed to be set up in this way, right? We talked about the financial problems, we talked about the foreign problems, we talked about the domestic problems, and you guys took notes. Very straightforward on that. Next thing is your Bill of Rights memes. So guys, those are due today. Remember that they are their own separate and independent grade. So you need to make sure that you get those turned in. We took a day in class, the last 30 minutes or so, for me to explain them in depth and detail. I've created a video for you guys on how to do them and what the assignment was. And then you guys took the next full day of class to do nothing but work on your memes. So make sure that you get those submitted because they are their own independent grade. I believe I'm going to give you a quiz grade on them because it was a substantial amount of work, and they're also a part of your task work. Okay, very last thing on the sheet. If you are in an even class, you are done. Even classes did not have to do this organizer because of the way the schedule worked out, the cancellation of school with the hurricane and the inclement weather, the teacher work day for voting day. So even classes, you do not have this assignment. So do not worry about it. You're just going to put an X over this. I'm going to give you more points for these two activities. For my odd classes, The concepts of the Constitution worksheet, that was what we did in class. You guys took 2 full days of class to work independently on your own, finding information out about the Constitution. And then we went over this on November the 2nd in class together, and I gave you the most important information. Okay? So that is how you submit. That is all of your task work. That's everything that you need to turn in. How do you submit it? Remember, guys, there is no place on Canvas for you to turn this in. I'm going to say that again. You do not submit a single thing on Canvas. There is nowhere to turn it in. Okay? All of your work is found in the Unit 2 module, but notice that there was no button that said turn in. Please don't turn anything in on Canvas. You need to put these things into a folder, and you need to attach that folder to an email and email it to me. Or you can take pictures of them if you did it by hand and send those pictures to me through Remind. Or you can send them through Remind as a document. If you don't remember how to do any of that stuff, please go back and watch the video that's in our How to Tech videos that says Submitting Task Work, How to Submit Task Work. It's from unit number 1. It's also in the Daily Recordings video playlist as well. So make sure, if you don't remember how to make a folder, Mr. Burrow shot a video for you guys on that the first week of school. If you don't remember how to do what I just suggested of sending pictures through Remind, putting it as attachments to an email, any of those sorts of things, go back and watch the video. How to Submit Task Work is the title of it. We did it way back in unit number 1. All right, remember that your task work is due today by 5 o'clock. Remember that your task work is a quiz grade, so you need to make sure that you actually turn it in. Make sure you also submit your Bill of Rights memes assignment with your task work because it's a part of your task work, but it's also its own independent grade. Have a great weekend, guys. Make sure you get this turned in. I will see you all on Monday.